Hello, this is Robert Polenic with Brutal Iron Works. I'm here for this video to show one of our rollers specifically, and it is a smaller 5-inch diameter, 24-inch long roller. We call this our standard long, and it accepts 1-inch hole plates, which is the terminology for the standard. So an Olympic sized weight plate has a 2-inch hole, and that's what we call our big roller, which accepts the 2-inch hole plates. So standard gym plates like 10-pound plates, 5-pound plates, or 2.5s. So our two smaller rollers, they will accept a 1-inch size plate, and that's these silver plates here that we offer with the rollers. So they're the plates that will fit these rollers to give them the weight that you would need for your treatment. So what I'm going to do today is just show the purpose or the benefits of this smaller, longer roller. So I already have one side pre-weighted, so that way to save a little bit of time. And what I want to show now is how I would go ahead and add weight to this device. So if we look at it, we have enough silver plates here. So they're all 5 pounds apiece, and we have 16 of them. So the roller itself weighs 15 pounds, and we have 80 pounds worth of plate weight. So this device can have the range of 15 pounds up to 95 pounds. So sometimes you won't want all plates on one side. So maybe you want to weight in the middle, maybe like 50, 55 pounds. And what we found is if we were to slide in just 2 or 3 plates in here, that it can be hard to reach all the way in to get the clamp on. So we offer what we call spacers, which are like just short little, kind of, you can see here, a short little pipe cut to where it'll slide over. And what it does is it allows the weights to kind of stick out further towards the end. So that way we can get the clamp on and they'll be nice and tight. So I'll go ahead and put that spacer in, and now my goal will be to slide our plates in. So, and the weight you would need for the treatments depends on the person you're treating. Depends on the amount of muscular tightness they have at the moment. And then also it depends on the amount of muscular tissue they have. So the more muscular a person is, the more weight you will need to treat them to properly break up that muscular tightness. So now that I have the weight on the device, I'm going to be going ahead and showing you how to roll the athlete's lower back, hamstrings, and calves. And this will be the same type of rolling and treatment we would have done with the bigger one, but just to show you that this lower one is capable of the same things. So, and it also has a center groove. So I'll set this up here so you can see. It has a center groove which gives space for the spine. So when you work on clients or athletes that maybe are lower muscle mass, especially in the spinal erectors, their spine may actually stick out further than the musculature of the spinal erectors. So if you were to put a flat surface on there, it'll actually press down the spine, which is not what we would want. That would feel discomfort for them. So having that groove allows that spine to stick up a little bit if you run into a person with that type of anatomy. So again, before I would treat the athlete, I would usually use my hands so to kind of tell them what the weight's going to feel like. So I'll show you here just on his calves. So I would prepare him by putting my hands on, and what that does is it's going to desensitize his body to the pressure. And then I'll tell him that there's going to be pressure to the roller, and there should be no pinching pains, but just a lot of pressure. So, and if the pressure's too much, I can pull up on the device or I can lighten the device. But the goal of that pressure is if they are experiencing muscular tightness, that means the muscle's already kind of like pre-flexed, it's already tense. So when we put that pressure on, the muscle will try to tense up against that pressure, but the weight's going to be so much and it's going to be there for long enough that then the muscle will be forced to relax. And then when we remove the weight, it'll be in a more relaxed state before we treated them. So again, I'll take my hands and I'll tell the person this is what they would feel. So I'll push down into his muscles. And then also when you look at different areas of the body, there are going to be different areas where the muscles connect into the tendons. And usually in that area is where they're going to have the most amount of resistance to the roller, and that's going to feel the most discomfort for them. So in the calves, it's usually going to be on the lower part of the gastrocnemius, so where the big muscle kind of comes into the Achilles tendon. So right in that area is where they're going to feel the most discomfort. So I usually prep them and tell them that. So I'll say you're going to feel pressure here, then as I get into this area, you might feel more and more tension. And if it's too much, let me know and I can lessen the tension. And just be prepared for it. But if we work through the tension, it's going to allow their muscles to be a lot looser. So again, no stabbing pains, just a lot of pressure. So let me grab the roller. And I will start up here on his lower back. So I'll place it on his lower back, trying to center the groove with his spine. So that way when we roll it up and down, we know we're evenly dispersing the weight over the spine erectors. So again, we would roll up and down. And we normally look for 5 to 10 passes. So that's not a magical number, like you can go more or less if you feel. So, and especially usually it's more. So if the person does have muscular tightness, they might like a little more time under the roller to help break up that tightness. So after we do the lower back, we can come down to the hamstrings. And like we had mentioned before, the benefit of this roller is if I know the person may benefit from having lighter weight on their hamstrings versus their lower back, maybe I feel like that weight might be too much, we can go ahead and reduce the weight very easily. So we pop the clamp, I'll tilt the roller to get one of the plates to slide out, so I can take one of the plates out. Go ahead and put the clip back in, and that secures the weight. And I can do the same thing for this side, is I can remove the clip, tilt the roller to get the weight to come out, take one of the weights out, and again secure the weight with the clip. So once we have that set, I can then treat his hamstrings. So we'll pick up the roller, we'll set it right underneath the glutes, and we'll let it roll up and down the hamstrings. So, and again, I can either lean into it to apply more pressure, or actually lift up on it to apply less pressure. So even though we start with a set weight, say maybe this is 60 pounds, I can still do minor weight adjustments as I'm treating the athlete or client. So once we have that area, we want to work now into the calves. I can again bring the weight over, and I can further reduce the weight if I would like to. So again, I can remove a clip, slide a weight plate out, put this back in, and again secure it with that collar. So then this side, same thing, clip out, weight out, and secure it with the collar. So, and you will find there is going to be a need to adjust the weight as you're treating different areas. And it has to do again with the density of the muscle. So different areas of the body are going to have more muscle or less muscle. So therefore that weight is going to need to change as you're doing the treatments. So now that I have the lighter weight, I can go ahead and roll his calves out. So I would start here. And again, I would kind of roll up and down. And again, about 5 to 10 passes. And if they do have a muscular reaction, so maybe they have tight muscles right in that spot I said about the Achilles tendon, you'll feel their muscle flex up against the roller. So you can feel that through the roller, and that will allow you to know that that is a tight area. And then you can kind of go over top that area a few extra passes to get that area to relax. Okay? Then once we're done, we can pick the roller up and set it to the side. So that is our 5-inch diameter, 24-inch long. And the reason why we have that length is it covers the entire width of the back. It'll cover both hamstrings and both calves. So it kind of covers the entire body width-wise. So, and the benefits of the smaller diameter of only being 5 inches versus our big roller, which is 10 inches, is sometimes the 5-inch roller is better for a person of smaller stature. So just kind of the big 10-inch roller can seem kind of overwhelming to their anatomy. So if we have an athlete, say, who's only like 5 foot or between say 5 foot or 5'5", there might be only so much distance in their hamstrings. So this 5-inch roller allows you to cover more of that distance, whereas the 10-inch roller kind of overwhelms and consumes the entire muscle in kind of one setting. So as you would use these different rollers with different athletes, you would start to be able to find which roller size would be best for which muscular density of the athlete and also just total body size. Okay, so that is, again, is our 5-inch long standard roller. Thank you.